My sister sabotaged my wedding dress and announced a fake pregnancy. My sister sabotaged my wedding dress and announced a fake pregnancy at my son's birthday party. The family: I am 35 years old, the youngest of 3 sisters, and here is the tale of how at my son's first birthday celebration decades of family strife finally erupted. Let me explain the convoluted history that brought us to this point before delving into the recent events. My oldest sister Lisa, 40th, and I had a tense relationship while we were growing up in suburban Pennsylvania, but she got along well with our middle sister Rachel, 38th. Lisa has behaved more like my first bully than a sister since I can remember. She unintentionally shoved me into my cake in front of all my friends at my 5th birthday celebration, spoiling not just my special day, but also my favorite dress. I can still clearly recall that moment. Rachel later pulled me away and helped clean me up, establishing a pattern that would last the rest of our lives. Even though our parents dismissed it as normal sibling rivalry, as we grew older, bullying just became worse. Lisa would purposefully me in front of my peers during my middle school years by calling me derogatory names and spreading untruths about me. When I was 13 and had my first crush, the worst thing happened. For months Lisa destroyed my social life by telling the boy I liked that I still peed the bed, which was totally incorrect. Rachel attempted to step in, but our parents insisted that we had to resolve our differences on our own, because sisters do argue. My adolescence presented new difficulties. I became interested in alternative music and began using darker makeup and clothes to represent who I was. Lisa would make fun of me by calling me Cruella, would bark every time I passed her at school, while Rachel assisted me in trying out various looks. There were also frightening times, such as when she would ambush me from behind close to stairwells, leaving me continually concerned for my safety while Lisa was preoccupied with being the ideal daughter, joining cheerleading and dating the quarterback. I found solace in technology and academics. By my senior year of high school, I had already found my passion for computer science and was working as a freelance web developer. This change in our paths appeared to exacerbate Lisa's hostility. I devoted all of my energy to establishing a profession in IT consulting after high school, earning honors from Penn State. I immediately found work at a prominent Philadelphia consulting business. Lisa, who had opted for a more conventional route, getting married to her high school boyfriend Greg, 41 minutes immediately after college and settling into suburban life, seemed especially displeased by my success in my personal life suffered during my 20s while my profession took off. I was getting promoted, developing a reputation in my field, and flying across the nation for projects. Rachel, who was now a high school teacher, continued to be encouraging and would frequently defend my decisions at family get-togethers together. Lisa, meanwhile, would scathingly criticize me for ignoring my family responsibilities and prioritizing my job at the meal for my 25th birthday. The tension reached a breaking point just as I was blowing out my candles. Lisa announced she was expecting her first child. She quickly became the center of attention, and my celebration turned into an unplanned baby shower planning session. Only Rachel caught my stealthy departure from the table and trailed me to the bathroom. Rachel hugged me and said, "She's jealous because you're successful on your own terms." While I tried not to cry over the following few years, I kept in touch with Lisa very little and concentrated on developing my job. I was directing significant digital transformation projects at the age of 30 after being promoted to senior consultant. I first met James 37 years ago. At a tech conference in Boston, we bonded over our mutual appreciation of technology and vintage rock. While he was presenting on cybersecurity, James actually cared about my profession and encouraged my goals. Unlike other dates who had been put off by my career, James proposed over a Cape Cod weekend. After a year of dating, I was so happy that I wanted to tell my whole family about it. For the first time, Rachel was overjoyed and volunteered to assist with the wedding preparations right away. Although my mother kept asking if I was certain I wanted to settle down at this stage of my career, my parents were thrilled at first. Lisa's response was pleasantly favorable. In an effort to have the ideal wedding day, I spent months organizing it. I discovered my ideal dress, a sophisticated A-line gown with delicate vintage accents and elaborate beading, after saving money from my consulting job. Although the $800 price tag wasn't high by wedding dress standards, it symbolized years of perseverance and self-reliance. 3 months prior to the wedding dress incident occurred, the changes had been offered by my Aunt Mary, a skilled seamstress. Lisa claimed she wanted to check on the progress of the changes when she arrived at Aunt Mary's house one afternoon with her 2 huge dogs. Lisa knew her dogs would go into the sewing room, so she purposefully left the door open while Aunt Mary was preparing. The ensuing devastation was total. The beautiful lace was destroyed. The bodice was ripped apart and beads were all over the place. After many unanswered calls, I finally made it to Aunt Mary's house, where I discovered her crying. At first she tried to place the blame on herself as she described what had transpired, but something didn't match up. Known for her attention to detail, Aunt Mary would never leave a bridal gown exposed. She explained how Lisa had planned the entire incident. When I gently pressed her, even pleading with her not to give me the truth, the ensuing altercation was heated. Presumably to talk about wedding plans, I brought our parents and both sisters to my parents' place. When Lisa entered, beaming and thrilled to be a bridesmaid, Rachel realized right once that something was up. Lisa's facade fell apart when I told her what I knew. When she had to wear something off the rack for her own wedding, she went on a tirade about how I always had it easy, and I didn't deserve such a costly dress. Instead of expressing regret, at last the truth was revealed. Lisa acknowledged that she intentionally let her dogs into the room with the knowledge that they would ruin the garment. Despite her husband's prosperous career, she claimed financial difficulties because she was only able to repay $500. When our parents realized for the first time how envious Lisa really was, they were stunned into silence. I immediately revoked her invitation to the wedding. My father, who felt bad about ignoring Lisa's actions for years, helped pay for a different outfit for the wedding despite the family drama. Rachel was my maid of honor, and the day was lovely. I ignored Lisa's generic card of congrats. I kept my distance from Lisa. For the next few years, as I started a new life with James, as I progressed in my career and eventually became a partner in my consulting firm, we purchased a suburban home. We made the decision to start a family when I was 34, and I got pregnant with our son. Being a mother altered me in some way. Perhaps it wasn't the hormones or the newfound perspective that comes with starting a family, but I found myself thinking about making amends with Lisa when my mother proposed it. "You're both mothers now," she'd add, "and families should stick together." Lisa contacted me once again after my son was born, and this time she seemed sincere in her regret. Lisa broke down in tears during our first meaningful chat in years, revealing that she had been working through her problems in treatment. She discussed her own fears about how my achievement had rekindled long-standing feelings of inadequacy, and how having a child had helped her recognize the destructive nature of her actions. She committed to becoming a better aunt and sister in the future. Lisa appeared to keep her word. During the ensuing months, she would offer to babysit, send lovely gifts for the baby, and even support my decision to go back to work part-time against some critical family members. Despite her skepticism, Rachel agreed with my choice to give Lisa another chance. Although he never completely forgot the wedding dress event, James also started to get used to the new family dynamic. Everything seemed to be getting better. Lisa seemed to have a particular link with my son, truly acknowledged my triumphs, and attended family functions without causing trouble. I began to think that individuals could change and that my sister's jealousy problems had been resolved by maturity and therapy. This leads us to my son's first birthday celebration that took place last week with close relatives and friends. We had organized a modest but meaningful party. When Lisa showed up early to assist with the decorations, I recall being appreciative of our progress, and everything about the party was going great. My son was loving being the life of the party. Everyone was having a great time, and the decorations were stunning. The cake moment. Then Lisa abruptly approached the DJ we had hired for background music just as James and I were getting ready to assist our son with his first birthday cake. My stomach fell when she reached for the microphone, recalling my 25th birthday. Of course she wouldn't, not at her nephew's first birthday. Say, not again. Update. A week has passed since the disastrous birthday party, and I must tell you what transpired. Lisa seized the microphone as we were going to do the cake ceremony. As I said in my initial post, she spoiled my son's special occasion by announcing to everyone that she was expecting her third kid. What followed, however, was much more startling. She approached me directly, gave me an envelope, and declared that she wanted me to plan her impending baby shower because I had received her support during my first year of motherhood. A comprehensive to-do list complete with venue recommendations, theme ideas, and even a guest list with dietary requirements were enclosed in the envelope. As I read through it, decades of repressed rage erupting. My hands were shaking. I ripped the list to shreds in front of everyone without giving it any thought. The room fell silent. Lisa's arrogant face changed to one of amazement, and then she began to cry. She started complaining about how hormonal I was acting and how I was ruining her special announcement in a low voice. My father, who has at last begun to see through her deceit, urged her husband Greg to take her outside as expected. My mother attempted to defend Lisa by arguing that she had every right to express her happiness at the celebration because she was my son's aunt. God bless her. Rachel took command of the issue, declaring that this was neither the place nor the time for such pronouncements. She firmly escorted Lisa and Greg out. It was a messy aftermath. James was angry not only at Lisa but also at me. Although he could understand my frustration, he believed that rather than making a spectacle at our son's party, I ought to have dealt with it in private. He made a statement later that evening that truly resonated. We can't control Lisa's actions, but we can control how we react to them. Despite our efforts to save the celebration, the majority of our attendees left soon after the incident. Fortunately, my son was too small to comprehend what was going on, so he played contentedly with his new toys. However, as I gazed at the partially consumed cake and discarded party decorations, I couldn't help but believe that Lisa had once again managed to sabotage an important event in my life. Throughout the week, the fallout has persisted on social media. Lisa has been sharing passive-aggressive posts about poisonous family members and how some people never care about other people's pleasure. She also involves our extended family on multiple occasions. Aunts and cousins have called to apologize for my outburst after reading Lisa's posts on social media. Rachel unfriended her, demonstrating her unwavering support for me. My mother keeps saying that I should be the mature one and an apology before Lisa's pregnancy hormones cause her too much stress, but my father called yesterday to say he understood why I behaved the way I did since our first quarrel. James and I have hardly discussed the incident. He's not incorrect. After years of Lisa controlling every important event in my life, I think I could have handled it better, but something inside of me just lost it this time. I'm thinking of permanently severing my relationship with Lisa. I'm sick of giving her opportunities to harm me, and it's obvious that therapy hasn't improved her as much as she promised right now. My top priority is shielding my son from her harmful conduct when he gets older. Is it improper of me to want to avoid contact? Was it better for me to confront her? After the party, I feel that my response was warranted, but I'm still feeling bad about spoiling my son's celebration report too. Everything has drastically changed in the 2 weeks since my last report. What began as family turmoil has grown into something far more significant, revealing years of deceit and manipulation by Lisa. Rachel approached me with some intriguing information following the event at the birthday party. The worst part wasn't that Lisa had apparently been lying to our extended family about me for years, as our father's financial controller Lisa had been embezzling money from our family business, which Rachel had found out about. I have certification as an IT consultant with a focus on financial systems. I used my knowledge to stealthily start looking through the company's documents. I discovered something startling. For years Lisa had been falsifying the books, taking tiny sums of money that built up to more than $200,000. This clarified how even after claiming financial difficulties and only partially repaying me for my wedding gown, she was able to maintain her opulent lifestyle. Last week I brought the evidence to my father's office. Despite his devastation, he acted right away. He convened an urgent family gathering that included our extended family members who had stock in the company. Lisa showed up looking smug as usual, likely anticipating another chance to play the victim over the events at the birthday celebration. Rather, my father projected the financial documents. I had found it best to begin the discussion as he meticulously went through each bogus transaction. Lisa's face lost its color. I came forward with my expert analysis demonstrating blatant patterns of intentional manipulation when she attempted to attribute it to accounting faults. I wasn't finished, though, from the wedding dress incident, which included a signed confession from our aunt to prove that she had spread false accusations about me to clients and relatives. Rachel and I had assembled an extensive dossier detailing Lisa's years of deception. We even have security camera footage of her rehearsing her pregnancy announcement at my son's birthday party. Greg, Lisa's husband, made the most damaging disclosure. He confessed that Lisa had been lying about her pregnancies to fit in with other people's significant occasions. After being driven to his breaking point by the proof of financial fraud when she announced it at my son's party, she wasn't even pregnant. To get more sympathy, she had intended to stage a miscarriage later. Our father made two significant statements as the gathering came to a close. First, Lisa would face financial fraud charges from the corporation. Second, rather than appointing Lisa, the assumed heir to the family firm, as CEO, he had chosen to appoint me with my technical expertise and demonstrated honesty as his successor. Lisa's well-planned world fell apart after realizing her true character. Our extended family severed their relationship with her the following day. Greg filed for separation as security walked Lisa out of the office. Not even our mother, her long-standing supporter, spoke. The fallout has been rapid. Lisa has been placed on leave while a thorough inquiry is conducted to recoup the stolen money. Of our family's attorney is drafting both criminal and civil lawsuits. The shareholders, who understood that my technical experience may aid in modernizing the business, unanimously endorsed my appointment as future CEO. Lisa had always wanted the role of head of our family's charity foundation, and Rachel has been getting it together. We're trying to mend the harm she did to our family's business and relationships. For my part, I experience an odd mixture of law and vindication. I'm glad the truth is out at last, even if I never wanted things to end this way. James is pleased with my professional handling of the situation, and my father has expressed regret for years of supporting Lisa's actions. Justice can occasionally appear in unexpected ways. I did more than simply stand up for myself. I also revealed the truth and safeguarded our family's heritage. Now that Lisa's manipulation is finally finished, our family can start to move on. Report 3: a month has passed since my last report, and I must disclose that Lisa's condition has taken even more drastic turns. First, the court case has formally started. The forensic accounting team at our organization found that Lisa's embezzlement was much more extensive than we first believed. For almost 10 years she had been setting up fictitious vendor accounts and using them to transfer business funds. Over $500,000 is now thought to have been stolen, which is more than twice as much as what we first discovered. Given that a portion of the funds came from the philanthropic coffers of our family foundation, the district attorney's office has shown a keen interest in the matter. Lisa's carefully constructed reputation as a philanthropic socialite has been utterly destroyed by the revelation that she had been embezzling money from initiatives designed to aid impoverished youngsters. Even more startling evidence has come to light during Greg's divorce procedures. He learned that Lisa had covertly kept several private bank accounts in which she kept the stolen funds after our father retired and turned over the business. She had been preparing to leave him and run off with the money. The irony is that prior to our father making his succession plans public, she made a lavish pregnancy announcement at my son's birthday celebration in order to ensure her status as the preferred kid. Our social circle has been severely impacted. It seems that Lisa had been using the information she had accumulated over the years to blackmail a number of family friends. These friends shared their stories once the truth about her misdeeds was revealed. In order to preserve her social standing and obtain inside knowledge about our family business, she had established a whole network of manipulation by leveraging people's secrets. Last week at a family meal that Lisa clearly did not attend to, my mother, who had always stood up for Lisa, finally spoke out. She sobbed and acknowledged that she had allowed Lisa's actions because she was afraid. It seems that Lisa had to reveal some of Mom's previous transgressions if she didn't always support her. My mother has sought therapy as a result of this discovery in order to cope with years of emotional abuse and manipulation. In terms of business, I've started collaborating closely with our father to update the financial processes of the organization. We're putting in place digital tracking technologies and new security procedures that would have stopped Lisa's embezzlement plan after finding a number of other anomalies that Lisa had concealed. Rachel has assumed the lead in reorganizing the family foundation. Our wide family network was the most fulfilling growth. Lisa had always boasted that she was a member of numerous prominent social groups and charitable boards. She has been fired from every job since word of her crime spread. Her meticulously maintained social media presence that was filled with social gatherings and charity gas has simply vanished. Her old best friend paid us an unexpected visit this weekend and gave us a USB disk that included years' worth of text messages and emails since we were teenagers. Lisa had been methodically ruining my reputation in our social circle. She had made up stories about me. From family members circulated rumors about me having drug problems and even attempted to undermine a number of my consulting engagements by lying to prospective clients. Our lawyer has added defamation charges to the mounting pile of legal complaints against her since the evidence was so strong. There are now claims for both monetary and reputational damages in the civil complaint. We held a family gathering yesterday to talk about the direction of our family business. All of the staff responded well when Father formally stated that I would be taking over as CEO in the future. Over the years, other employees shared their own accounts of Lisa's manipulation and bullying with an emphasis on openness and moral business conduct. We are currently undertaking a comprehensive corporate reorganization. Lisa herself has been forced to live with a distant cousin in a different state and is facing major criminal charges after Greg's attorney provided proof that she had fabricated multiple prior pregnancies for manipulative objectives. Her attempts to play the victim have completely fallen flat. According to a message sent to Rachel yesterday by the cousin she is staying with, Lisa is still attempting to plot her way out of the predicament because she cannot accept that her web of lies has finally come to an end. Seeing our family together without Lisa's destructive influence has been the most consoling aspect of the entire ordeal, working together to mend our familial ties and our professional endeavors. Rachel and I have become even closer in therapy. My mother is improving. As she finally realizes the extent of the harm her enabling conduct caused, James has been a huge assistance during this process, assisting me in striking a balance between my family life and my new company obligations instead of manipulation and drama. Our son is flourishing because he is surrounded by genuine love and support. Using some of the money seized from Lisa's theft, we have chosen to create a college fund for him, transforming her selfishness into something constructive for the coming generation. In retrospect, I see that the actual tipping point wasn't Lisa's statement at my son's birthday celebration. It was only the last thread that caused her whole phony life to fall apart. From justice, it can occasionally be served in unexpected ways, and the truth, no matter how long it has been suppressed, will finally surface. The tale of our family is about escaping destructive tendencies and creating something greater. From the ashes of dishonesty, not merely about justice or retribution, I feel totally free from Lisa's shadow for the first time in my life, and her demise has become our family's rebirth. Update 4. My last update was 4 months ago. This family saga's last chapter is now complete, and justice has been done in unexpected ways. Last Monday, Lisa received an 8-year prison term for financial malfeasance, fraud, and embezzlement after discovering that she had embezzled from charitable foundations for children. The judge became especially stern. Evidence of her identical methods at prior jobs surfaced during the trial, revealing a distinct pattern of strategic activity. She has been sentenced to pay fines in addition to full reparation. Greg made sure that everyone was aware of Lisa's habit of fabricating pregnancies in order to manipulate her, and his divorce is official without the poisonous influence of their mother. His adolescent children now regularly spend time with us and form wholesome bonds with their aunts. Our mother has undergone the most notable transformation. She has changed as a result of months of therapy. She apologized heartily for allowing Lisa's behavior for so long. During a recent family get-together, she currently collaborates closely with Rachel at our family foundation, where she focuses on initiatives that assist victims of emotional abuse under the new leadership structure. Our business has prospered. Modern financial security mechanisms have been put in place by Dad and me, and last month we were able to secure a significant government contract that Lisa had previously destroyed. The work atmosphere has significantly improved, and people who were formerly stifled are now flourishing in their positions. Last weekend was the first time the extended family got together without Lisa. There was a noticeable difference: sincere discussions, a sense of calm that had been lacking for decades, and no underlying strain. Stories of Lisa's previous manipulations were told by a number of family members, which resulted in mutual understanding and healing. Finding Lisa's old diary in her old office was an especially confirming discovery. Included thorough preparations to ruin my name and take over the family business. I was able to realize that her animosity wasn't directed at me but rather at her own ingrained fears. After reading it with my therapist within our organization, Rachel and I have started a mentorship program to assist young women and families companies in identifying and thwarting workplace deception. We are committed to transforming our bad experience into something constructive for other people. At her sentencing, Lisa's last attempt at manipulation, a letter alleging she was the victim of a family conspiracy, failed miserably. The judge's answer was flawless. The evidence clearly demonstrates a pattern of deliberate dishonor. Even now, your attempt to play the victim shows why society needs to be shielded from more harm. By this sentence, James and I are committed to providing a healthier home environment for our baby by establishing a community education trust with the money recovered from Lisa's embezzlement. Her greed has been transformed into something that will benefit others. I came to the realization that the occasion that led to these revelations, my son's first birthday party, was actually a blessing. Sometimes a spectacular incident is necessary to reveal secrets. I'm happy that we confronted abuse and brought about constructive change, even though I never intended for our family to become a cautionary story. The bonds of fear and manipulation is severed from the legacy of our family will be one of fortitude and honesty rather than dishonesty and dominance. Retaliation isn't the only goal of living a good life, it's also about ending destructive patterns and creating something better for the future generations. I would want to express my gratitude to the Reddit community for their support during this journey. During my lowest points, your messages and remarks kept me going. Although the road to justice can occasionally take unforeseen detours, constructive change is achievable with honesty and willpower.